great love and great respect, I want to welcome you to Heendu Learning Center. The purpose of our meditation is to help you to understand your mantras and understand your connection with the universe, understand how you can make your life better, so you can make your life happier, so you can live a more prosperous life and so on. And I was looking at the TV the other day and Oprah, and there was this director, I forget his name, but he directed all the movies by Jim Carrey. That Jim Carrey made. He was a director for all the movies. And he made millions of dollars, and he bought like an 11,000 square foot mansion in Hollywood, and he had a couple of other things. He had a girl doing his hair, one doing his feet, things like that. He had all the things that money could buy. And then one he found he was not happy. So he was on the Oprah show and he was talking about it. And he made a DVD called I Am. So if you happen to get it on internet, it's called I Am. Means he made that DVD. But then he sold everything out. He gave up everything. And he went and started living in a trailer. And he says he's very happy. He's the most happiest guy there is. He sold the $10 million house and everything. And now he's talking about how you can find happiness with yourself. Because he had all that money and he was not happy. You know. So the whole idea is that this is what it's all about. In other words, we have all the skyscrapers, we have all the big buildings and thing, and then one day a hurricane like Hurricane Irene or Katrina comes and knocks it all down. And then where's it all at now? So you realize now that the reason why we're having all of these disasters is because man's consciousness is not connected to the universe anymore. So he thinks of himself only. And so when he builds all of these skyscrapers and everything, but he thinks that he's very powerful. Now I'm not saying he shouldn't build skyscrapers. Build it, but build it in such a way that every building becomes a temple. Every building becomes divine, working towards the betterment of the world. And so a lot of people don't do that, and that's what happens. And it's all selfish for money reasons. Now, what is the third eye? What people know about the third eye? What do you think of when I say the third eye?
It's your awareness or your way of consciousness.
You see God, right? Right? Why do we need to be concerned with third eye? Okay, does everybody have a third eye?
Everybody.
Everybody. Okay, the third eye, I didn't hear the answer. The third eye is your mind. It's simply your mind. Third eye is not an eye. It's your mind's eye. In other words, what do you see with your mind? Right? When you close your eyes, what do you see with your mind? Right. It's the mental, your mental mind, your mind eye. It's not a third eye, you know, like an eye, like this. This is the physical eye. But the third eye is the mind's eye. And the mind's eye is what you have in your mind. And it has to do with what you can visualize in your mind when you are closing your eyes to sleep or whatever it is. You know, your mind is what makes you want to visualize those things, right? So if I look at Marcella, I see physical Marcella. I see her hair and everything. And when I close my eyes, I'm not going to be seeing Marcella anymore with the physical eye. But now I'm going to see her with my mind's eye. And how am I going to see her? I'm going to see, oh boy, Marcella is a very good person. Now I'm seeing something different. I'm not seeing the physical. Right? Then I'm going to say, okay, she smiled with me yesterday, and the smile was very nice. Right? Because she's no longer the physical in front of me with these two eyes. The mind's eye, right? So I'm going to teach you how to see God today. So now, the mind's eye imagines all the good things about Marcella. Or if Marcella said something bad, that will be recorded in my mind's eye, not my third eye, not my physical eye. Right? So if Marcella made me, said a comment and says, Swami, you're getting a little old. Now, she's not, the words that she said is not going to be seen in the physical eye. It's going to be seen in the mental eye. So when I close my eyes and I think of Marcella, that's the woman who told me I'm getting older. You see? So now, everything that you see with your mind's eye, right, is not visible through the physical eye. Understand that? Because what you see with your mind's eye, the third eye, you're not going to see with your physical eyes.
Can you clean the third eye after it's recorded?
Well, we'll get into that. So the whole idea now is that when you see your lover, right, and the lover now twist his face or her face, woman will, like that or something like that, and he's talking to you, and you twist your face up, and when he remembers in the mind now, he remember that expression of your face, right? So he will think about that in the mind's eye. So that affects the mind, right? So, in other words, there's two parts of ourselves. There's the physical self, and there is the divine self, the inner self, the divine self, which is what the mind's eye will see. So when somebody is lying, for example, they might not realize that the other person is really saying that they're lying, but they don't realize it because they don't see it through the mind's eye. So the mind's eye sees things that are not physical in nature, right? What the mind can see, sometimes the eyes cannot see, right? So when you stand in front of somebody and you see them, you can see them two ways. You can see physical beauty, right? Or you can see the way she walks, or the way she moves her hands so gracefully. Now that becomes the divine vision of that person. Now divine vision brings love. In other words, the third eye is what creates love, not actually the physical. The physical eye creates lust. Right? You see the person in a very sexual way and so on, that's physical. But if you think of the person in terms of real love, okay, then you think of them in a divine, right? The way she moves, the way she talks, the way she has her hair, right? Right? Now you see, now Elizabeth combed her hair and came here, but she didn't realize how that hair is going to attract me or attract anyone. Right? She doesn't know that. So she's not aware of what effect she has in a mind's eye of a person. The person who sees the hair and says, oh, that comb, nice, and so on. Now, that's the third eye vision. So when you meditate now, right, the purpose of meditation is to see the divine vision of your life. Right? The first thing I see when I meditate in the divine vision of life is that I'm thankful to be alive. When I close my eyes, right, I remember how beautiful the world is, or how the sun is, into that, right? And when you go to meditate, the first thing that comes to you for example, is your bills. You probably worry about your bills, or you're probably worried about your fight with your girlfriend or something, or fight with your boyfriend. So that's the first thing that comes to your mind when you meditate. But maybe as you meditate now, you realize, person with the bills, for example, realize, I really created those bills myself. When you do realize, when you come to realization, that those bills are a problem because I created it. Or the fight, maybe he wasn't so wrong after all, maybe he was right. So you get the divine vision when you start to meditate, because you realize the person was fighting, you're fighting it. Maybe the other person was right after all. Right? And that happens sometimes if you do that. So then you're going to make a back, of course. Yeah. But if you stick to the physical and you don't get into the divine third eye, the fight will continue. Right? So that's why we practice our meditation. The reason why you practice meditation is because you want to train the mind to get into the third eye, or the mind's eye. Right? And in the mind's eye, you will see the universe. You will see your life. You can see your life. You can see time. You don't have to be psychic. You can see your whole life once you come to realization in your mind's eye. So when you meet these psychic people, these tarot card readers and psychic people and so on, what they're using is their mind's eye, right? So they're not seeing like how you say, the person says, well, I see you're going to get married to this person, or you're going to do, so you think they're really seeing. They're not really seeing anything. They're visualizing it in the mind. So that's what makes you sometimes psychic. Because the mind eye, the third eye, is what tells you how life is going in a divine way, in an unseen way. I hope you can understand that. That it's unseen. You don't see it, but it's imaginable. But it's according to the knowledge that you have. So that's where astrology comes in.